correct usage is we cite 110.2 with the explanation that the word cite means to quote or refer to something, in this case the National Electrical Code, as evidence or justification for a statement or argument. Inspectors frequently refer to specific sections of the NEC to substantiate their findings or recommendations. It is imperative to use the correct terminology to ensure clarity and avoid misinterpretations. The term cite means to see or observe something visually, which is not the intended meaning in this context. Cite refers to a physical location or area, which is also not relevant to referencing a code section. The term cite is simply a misspelling and has no meaning in this context. Referencing the NEC involves identifying the specific section or provision that supports a particular requirement or recommendation. This practice is essential for maintaining consistency and ensuring compliance with electrical safety standards. When citing a section, it is important to provide a clear and concise explanation of how that section applies to the specific situation or installation. This helps to avoid ambiguity and ensures that all parties involved understand the basis for the decision. The NEC is a comprehensive document that covers a wide range of electrical installations and equipment. Familiarity with the code and its proper application is crucial for all electrical professionals. Incorrect usage of terms like cite, and cite can lead to confusion and potentially compromise safety. Here's a more detailed explanation of why cite is the correct choice when referencing the NEC. The act of referencing a section of the NEC is a formal process of providing authority for a statement. When you cite 110.2, you are essentially saying that the section of the code backs up what you are explaining. Think of it like a lawyer citing a law in court. They are not simply seeing the law or referring to the location of the law. They are using the law as a formal reference point. Inspectors use the NEC to justify their decisions and ensure that electrical installations meet minimum safety standards. Therefore, the use of cite accurately reflects the action of referencing the NEC. Understanding the nuances of language is critical in the electrical field. Miscommunication can lead to errors, delays, and even dangerous situations. Using the correct terminology, such as cite when referencing the NEC, ensures that everyone is on the same page and that installations are performed safely and correctly. This is especially important when dealing with complex electrical systems where accuracy and precision are paramount. To reinforce the correct usage, consider the following examples. Firstly, an inspector might cite 314.16. 8.1 to justify a requirement for a larger junction box based on the number of conductors. Secondly, an electrician could cite 250.122 to determine the correct size of an equipment grounding conductor. Thirdly, an engineer may cite 430.52. C. 1.1 to specify the appropriate overcurrent protection for a motor circuit. In each of these examples, the word cite indicates that the NEC section is being used as a formal reference point to support a decision or requirement. Remember that the NEC is a constantly evolving document. It is updated regularly to reflect new technologies, changing safety standards, and lessons learned from past incidents. It is crucial for electrical professionals to stay up to date with the latest version of the NEC and to understand how it applies to their work. Proper citation of the NEC is not just a matter of semantics, it is a matter of professional responsibility. It demonstrates a commitment to accuracy, safety, and code compliance. By using the correct terminology and referencing the NEC appropriately, electrical professionals can ensure that their work meets the highest standards of quality and safety. Continuing on the importance of precise language, consider the potential consequences of using the wrong word. If you were to say we cite 110.2, it would imply that you are merely observing the code section, not using it as a reference. This could lead to confusion about the basis for your decision and potentially undermine your authority as an inspector or electrician. Similarly, if you were to say we cite 110.2, it would suggest that you are referring to the location of the code section, which is nonsensical. The NEC is not a physical location, but rather a set of rules and regulations. The correct use of cite ensures that your message is clear, concise, and unambiguous. Furthermore, proper citation of the NEC is essential for documentation purposes. In many cases, electrical installations are subject to inspection and review. Accurate documentation, including proper citation of the NEC, is crucial for demonstrating compliance and avoiding potential liabilities. When documenting an electrical installation, be sure to include the specific NEC section that supports each design decision and installation practice. This will help to ensure that the installation meets all applicable code requirements and that it is safe and reliable. In addition to using the correct terminology, it is also important to format your citations correctly. The NEC uses a specific numbering system to identify each section and subsection. When citing a section, be sure to include the full section number, including any letters or numbers that follow the main section number. For example, to cite the section on equipment grounding conductors, you would write 250.122. Failure to include the full section number can lead to confusion and make it difficult to locate the correct provision in NEC. The NEC is organized into chapters, articles, and sections, each covering a specific aspect of electrical installations. To effectively use the NEC, it is important to understand the structure of the code and how to navigate it. Start by familiarizing yourself with the table of contents, which provides a high-level overview of the topics covered in each chapter. Then, use the index to locate specific sections or provisions that are relevant to your work. The NEC also includes numerous tables and figures that provide additional information and guidance. These tables and figures are often referenced in the text of the code, so it is important to be able to locate and interpret them correctly. One of the challenges of working with the NEC is that it is constantly being updated. New editions of the NEC are published every 3 years, and each edition includes numerous revisions and additions. To stay up to date with the latest requirements, it is essential to subscribe to a reliable source of NEC updates and to attend training courses in the latest edition of the code. Another important aspect of NEC compliance is understanding the role of local amendments. Many jurisdictions adopt the NEC with local amendments that modify or supplement the code to address specific local conditions or concerns. It is crucial to be aware of any local amendments that apply to your work and to ensure that your installations comply with both the NEC and the local amendments. In summary, correctly citing the NEC is essential for ensuring clarity, accuracy, and code compliance. By using the correct terminology, formatting your citations properly, and staying up to date with the latest code requirements, you can demonstrate your commitment to safety and professionalism. Remember that the NEC is a valuable resource for electrical professionals, and mastering its use is crucial for success in the field. The proper citation of the NEC as well as other standards is very important for several reasons. Firstly, it ensures accuracy in communication. Using precise language like cite avoids ambiguity and clarifies that you are referring to a specific section of the code for substantiation. Secondly, it demonstrates professionalism. Correctly referencing the NEC shows attention to detail and a commitment to adhering to industry standards. Thirdly, it aids in documentation. Accurate citations are essential for inspections, reviews, and legal purposes, providing a clear record of compliance. Fourthly, it supports safety. By correctly referencing the NEC, you ensure that installations meet the required safety standards, reducing the risk of accidents and hazards. Fifthly, it facilitates learning. Proper citations help others understand the basis of your decisions and learn how to apply the code correctly. Sixthly, it promotes consistency. Using the correct terminology ensures that everyone involved in a project is on the same page, minimizing misunderstandings and errors. Seventhly, it enhances credibility. Accurate and consistent citations build trust and confidence in your work. Eighthly, it avoids misinterpretations. Clear citations prevent confusion and ensure that the code is applied as intended. Ninthly, it supports code enforcement. Inspectors rely on accurate citations to verify compliance and enforce safety regulations. Tenthly, it reduces liability. Proper documentation, including accurate citations, can help protect you from legal claims in case of accidents or issues. In the context of electrical inspections and installations, using the term cite when referring to the NEC signifies a specific action. It implies that the inspector or electrician is not merely acknowledging the existence of a code section, but is actively using it as a foundation for their assessment or installation practice. This distinction is important because it highlights the authoritative nature of the NEC and its role in guiding safe and compliant electrical work. In contrast, using terms like cite or cite would diminish the significance of the NEC and its impact on the decision-making process. To further emphasize the importance of accurate citation, consider the potential consequences of misinterpreting or misapplying a code section. Inaccurate interpretations can lead to installations that do not meet safety standards, posing risks to occupants and property. Moreover, misapplications can result in costly rework, delays, and legal liabilities. By using the correct terminology and understanding the nuances of the NEC, electrical professionals can minimize these risks and ensure that their work is both safe and compliant. The NEC is not just a set of rules, it is a comprehensive guide to safe electrical practices. It is based on years of research, testing, and experience, and it is constantly updated to reflect the latest advances in technology and safety standards. By following the NEC and citing it correctly, electrical professionals can contribute to a safer and more reliable electrical infrastructure. When discussing the NEC, it's helpful to use real-world examples to illustrate the importance of proper citation. For instance, consider a situation where an electrician is installing a new circuit in a commercial building. The electrician needs to determine the correct size of the conductors and overcurrent protection for the circuit. To do this, they would need to cite various sections of the NEC, such as 310.15 for conductor ampacity, 240.4 for overcurrent protection, and 250.122 for equipment grounding conductor sizing. By accurately citing these sections and following the requirements outlined in the code, the electrician can ensure that the circuit is installed safely and complies with all applicable regulations. Another example involves an electrical inspector who is reviewing a new residential installation. The inspector would need to cite various sections of the NEC to verify that the installation meets all code requirements, such as 210.12 for arc fault circuit interrupter protection, 210.8 for ground fault circuit interrupter protection, and 406.4 for receptacle installation. By accurately citing these sections and identifying any code violations, the inspector can help to ensure that the home is safe and protected from electrical hazards. These examples highlight the critical role that the NEC plays in ensuring electrical safety and the importance of accurate citation in both design and inspection activities. The NEC is not just a reference book, it is a tool that electrical professionals use every day to make informed decisions and ensure that their work meets the highest standards of safety and quality. The key takeaway is that cite is the correct term to use when referring to a specific section of the NEC. It signifies that you are using the code as a formal reference point to support a statement, decision, or installation practice. Using other terms, such as cite or cite, would be inaccurate and could lead to confusion or misinterpretations. Therefore, always remember to cite the NEC when discussing or referencing its provisions.